Hi, folks. Thank you again for coming to Back to Basics for Season 3. Today, we're going to speak with Yasmin Al. And she's an amazing person that I spoke with. We got along really well when we had a pre call. And then on top of that, we chit chatted. And then I think we became good friends, I hope. But there's one thing that we did talk about is success and leadership. And hopefully you guys will understand what success is all about and what is leadership all about on Back to Basics. So let's get on to the episode. I'll see you there. Bye, guys.
Hi, my name is Yasmin AL. Thanks for Back to Basics for inviting me over. Don't forget to subscribe and to keep on listening. And remember, everything in life is going back to basics.
Hi, folks. My name is Girish Bali. As I've said on my intro, today we have Yasmin on the call, and we're going to talk about the successful or not successful in business. There's a lot of measurements when it comes to businesses and when it comes to success. Me, I'm aiming for $1 million, but then in my pocket, I have $10. Maybe that's my goal. You never know what the success means. It really depends on your measurement. And that's what we're going to go and talk about, the successes or the failures. So that's what we're going to go and talk about. And so let's talk to Yasmin and get into the show. Yasmin, how are you? And thanks for coming to Back to Basics.
Hi, Garish. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm so honored to be on this platform with you.
No, honor is all mine. Thank you so much for coming here. But before we talk about the successes and the failures and the step backs when it comes to businesses, what does back to basic mean to you?
It means keep it simple. It means go back to the foundation whenever you feel yourself lost because success is simple.
Well, as simple as that, isn't it? Thank you. Thank you
It
so
is.
much for that. Yeah. So, Yasmin, before we get into the detailed of the episode today, can we explain to people who you are and what you do, and then we'll get right into the episode.
Sure. In short, I am a certified sales coach, mentor, and speaker. I am certified by Grant Cardone, and I help business owners, I help sales teams to increase their sales and revenue through our sales training programs. So, this is exactly what I do. In terms
Mhm.
of who I am, I'm just a simple woman. I'm just a wife. I'm just a mom. I'm just a
Yeah.
sister. I'm just a daughter. I'm
Mhm.
just like anyone else, a person
No.
who's aiming for success.
Well, when thank you so much, by the way, for explaining that. But a simple person is not a simple person. You do make an impact in your family, the world, and whatever the businesses that you're doing. So thank you again for being here on Back to Basics. So let me ask you
Thank you.
this, Yasmin: how difficult is it to come up with a measurement that that is my success? Just like what I said in the beginning, uh, a $10 in my pocket is a success because I had zero before, right? So what is your measurement? How do we measure that?
My measurement is the next step, honestly. And again, I like to keep things simple. As you mentioned, $10 might seem a lot to you, might seem nothing to someone else. But from there, where are you going next? So
Mm,
this is the measurement.
mm,
And as I have learned from Grant, my mentor, that measurements are made up. You are the one who make your own measurements, and you
mm,
are the one who decides. There is no right or wrong. You decide where your next step is going to be, and you reverse engineer and you do the math,
mm,
and you focus on your goals, and you take the necessary steps that will get you there.
mm. Yeah, thank you again. D- i- Does that mean that your track and my track of life is different, and my successes and your not successes is this not the same thing, right? Because but that does not mean that you should not be happy with other people. But does that mean right between the two tracks?
So to me, this means that you have to keep striving to get again to the next step. And what is it for you that you consider to be success? What is it? It could be different from me, for me, from where I am and someone else. As long as I'm moving forward, and as long as I am achieving my goals one after the other, that means success to me.
Mm, yeah, thank you again. When it comes to being in the business world and in the marketing world or in the technology world, how do we make ourselves a best successful person for people around you or even just for yourself?
Yeah, this is something that I wanted to discuss today, and thank you for asking this question, because it all goes back to the fundamentals. It all goes back to the basics. Anyone could be successful, whether you are in the digital marketing, whether you are in the technology sector, whether you are in the service sector. Doesn't matter. Even if you are a housewife, success has all the same fundamentals and the same foundations, which
Mm,
are the following. The number one rule of success: you have to show up. Whatever success means to you, you have to show up for your success. And
mm,
this is the number rule of success, number one rule, which means that if I have a goal, if I have a dream and it stays as a dream in my mind, then it is a fantasy. But now, to turn it into a success, I need to show up for that goal and that dream. I need to be aware of what I want to do next. And I need to take the necessary steps that will take me there. Because again, if it is only in my mind, then it is nothing than more than a fantasy. It's nothing more than a dream. But when I put it down on a paper, when I look at it on daily basis, when I think about how am I going to show up for myself in the first place so that I can achieve this goal, what activities am I going to do in order to get to this goal? This is where I'm taking the right steps to
mm.
achieve my goals and achieve my success.
Thank you again. When you said showing up and you saying fantasy, right? And you're saying goals. Um, but a person who's never gone into a business, they're always feared to go to the next step.
Yeah.
Showing up is easy. Yasmin is giving me the tools to make myself successful. But me as a person, I think I'm going to be very scared and fearful, right? So how do you get over that fear?
And this is exactly the meaning of showing up, because showing up means that you need to show up even if you are scared. You need to show up even if you don't feel like it. You need
Mm,
to show up even if you are scared of failure. Each and
mm,
every one of us is scared of
mm,
failure. What if this happens? What if that happens? And this is exactly the meaning of showing up.
mm,
Showing up means to show up when other people are not willing to show up because they are scared of failure. And
mm,
this is where courage comes in. No matter what, I will show up. No matter if I have social anxiety, I'm gonna show up in networking events. If I am scared of swimming, I have to hit the water. Otherwise, I will not be able to swim. If I want to, if I want to bike, I have to get on the bike. This is
mm,
like I have to show up. I have to know that I will fall and that's okay. And
mm,
I have to show up no matter what, because by nature we are survivors and we
mm,
will figure it out later.
mm,
So this is something that most business people do. They overplan. They overplan. They want to start their own business, or they want to hire a team, or they want to grow, or they want to expand, and now they start thinking of what if this happens and what if that happens, and now they start over planning, and they spend so much time on planning that by the time they are done with their plan, they have wasted so much time, and at the end of the day they will have to go through some failures.
mm,
Even if they have over planned, they will not learn except by doing.
mm.
So this is the meaning of showing up,
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, thank you so much for explaining that, because it does make sense. Because some people, they just overplan when it comes to
Yeah,
timing, when it comes to time management, when it comes to money also, right? I mean, because they just overspend on budgeting, right? So thank you again for explaining that.
of course.
So after showing up, what is the next step? I think when I spoke with you, you said there were some few traits and successful traits for successful people, and I think you said top five. You
Mm-hmm.
can give me top three if you like, and I think one
Yeah,
of them
yeah,
is
yeah.
top. So can you explain that if you don't mind?
Yeah, next, now when you show up, it's not something that happens one time. The next step is consistency. You need to be consistent with showing up. You need to show up over and over and over again. You need to do the same activities every single day at the same time to build momentum, to build discipline, to build success, because success doesn't come out of nowhere. Again, dreaming is something,
Mm,
and like executing the steps or applying the steps to take that dream into success is something else. So first
mm,
thing, you need to show up, but second thing, you need to commit.
mm,
It needs discipline. It takes
mm,
discipline. It's not something that happens overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight. Success is a result of repeated actions. And this is what we see with athletes. This is
mm,
what we see with soccer teams. This is what we see with famous basketball players. This is what we see with anyone who is a professional in his game, let's say, and who is successful.
mm,
Ask them, learn about their life, and you will find out and you will figure out that they had a routine that they kept repeating every single day.
mm,
Again, I like to go back to the fantasy and the la la land, because we all dream. We all
mm,
dream.
mm,
And we think, for some reason, personally, I think, like, I feel it's because the way we used to watch movies back in the old days. We see a movie in 2 hours, you see the problem in the beginning, and after 2 hours the problem is flipped, and
right,
everything is wow, amazing. In real life, it takes time. It takes
right,
ups and downs. It takes
right,
failures. It takes
right,
trials. It takes,
right.
so yeah. So when this is happening, at least you need to be stable. You have to be stable, and
Mm,
stability comes with consistency,
mm,
with having a consistent what do you call, a routine on daily basis,
mm.
where you are, no matter what's happening, ups and downs, I am stable and I am moving forward.
Yeah, thank you so much. Because I don't think it's in the business world. I think even in the regular world, when we are at home, okay, people, they come back from work and we're taking care of each other and taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, the homework. I think it's a routine. So I think there comes a now the question is routine versus habits, right? And I think this is a habit that we just need to get into, which orderly, continues to become a routine. Am I right or wrong in that?
Yeah, we think that a routine is a bad thing. We are always looking for excitement in our day, in
Right.
our life. But
Exactly.
we need to understand that there are repeated actions that we have to go through, even if we don't like them or
Right.
we don't like doing them, in order to get to the results.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for explaining that. And I'm glad that I was on the same page as you. So, what is the next step after showing up and after being consistent?
Yeah, it's the attitude of service.
Mm,
It's the attitude of giving. If you are in business, whether you are new in business or you are a veteran, if you are selling anything, because sales is not only about selling products or services. You are selling your ideas every day. You are selling yourself. You are selling yourself to stand out from the competition. You are selling every single day and every single moment. So, how can you sell without giving? How
mm,
do you expect people to exchange
right.
currency with you, to exchange time with you, to exchange commitment with you,
Mm,
if you are not giving first? people are hesitant. There is a lot going on, and people are lacking commitment. They buy products and services every single day, and most of those products and services that they buy don't work for them for
Mm,
some reason. Maybe because they are not committed, or
mm,
maybe because it just didn't work for them.
right.
And what happens is that they become hesitant about the next product or service that they want to buy. So, as a salesperson, as a business owner, as a promoter, you need to show people the benefits that they will get from you before you expect them to exchange anything with you. And it's a
Mm,
saying that it's the giver's gain. Givers always get back, and give with genuine intention, because people feel
mm,
it and people can tell if you are genuine or you're just giving because, okay, I give you something, give me something back.
mm. Yeah, thank you so much. Because I had one of my friends. We were, well, he's a friend now. I mean, he was a guest on my show, and he was telling me that, Girish, I think the people, they want to come to your show is because it seems like you're always giving some knowledge from my shows and from the people that I talk to, interact with people, networking with people, and being consistent. So, do you think that the giving is the way to go, or do you think the other way is? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
What do you mean by the other way?
Well, the other way is that I'm actually waiting till Yasmin gives me money or gives me something back. Does that make sense?
I didn't get it, sorry.
Okay. So I'm in a business of giving,
Okay.
right? Okay. Now, am I expecting something back from you?
No, because the world will give you, the universe will give you in some way or another. Doesn't You don't have to expect me to give you. Maybe I'm not in a position to give you, but because you are a giver, I will connect you with someone who is the perfect fit to give you.
Hmm.
So no, don't expect anything.
Yeah.
Just do what you need to do.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a greedy person and I'm not willing to give you back.
Hmm.
But someone else who's listening,
Hmm.
who happens to be listening to this episode, will see the value that you are providing, and he will give you back or she will give you back. So
Yeah.
no, don't no, no
Yeah,
expectations.
thank you so much, Yasmin, for explaining that. Because people, there are people like that. They're waiting for someone to give back because they expect something back instead of a giving
Yeah.
feature. So thank you again for explaining that. So, is there any more levels? Because I think there are like two more levels.
Yeah, there is always lots of levels. So
Okay.
the next thing is to focus on your goals and dreams. We talked about showing up. We talked about the difference between goals and dreams that stay in your mind and goals and dreams that turn into actual success. But without knowing your goals and dreams, without focusing on them, having them in your mind is something,
Mm,
and writing them down is something else.
mm,
Writing them down once is something, and writing them down every day is something else.
mm,
So this is what I have learned, and everything that I'm sharing here, honestly, it's not something that I have invented or came up with. Everything that I'm sharing here is what I have learned from my mentor Grant Cardone, and what I share with people based on what I have learned from him.
Yeah,
But
thank you.
yeah, you are welcome. But it's focusing on your goals and dreams. And when I say focusing on your goals and dreams, this is what I have learned from a highly successful mentor, Grant Cardone. Write your goals twice a day.
Mm,
First thing when you wake up in the morning, and last thing before you go to bed.
mm,
First thing when you wake up in the morning, so you are super focused on what really matters, and you let's say, sometimes I run out of words. Uh, Focus on what really matters and get rid of the distractions,
mm,
and write them before you go to bed so that you can sleep with them and you wake up early, motivated, looking forward to your day. Because just waking up, again, back to the routine, just to wake up and to work and to hustle and to come back home and to sit with the kids and help them with their homework and do the same thing over and over again without having a purpose, it's
mm,
not gonna help. It leads to misery actually. But
mm,
when you have a goal, when you have a purpose, and you move forward step by step towards this goal, and you write it down and you see it happening in real life,
mm,
it makes all the difference. It
mm,
keeps you happy, it keeps you motivated, it keeps you focused, which is most important.
mm. Yeah, that is so true, Yasmin. You know, I've started this almost 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I write down everything, whatever I want to plan. And out of those 10 things or 5 things that I want to do, I do four. Before I used to
Hmm.
do zero. So I think that's a
Yes,
success itself, isn't it? So
exactly.
so people, they have to understand that writing things down makes it successful somewhere, whatever the success is, right? For me, it's a success because I did whatever I was supposed to do. So thank you again for explaining that. So I was not the only person who's doing this. So thank you.
Yeah.
So what is the last level, or there are many levels obviously, and we cannot go through all of them, but I said five, right? So one more. Do you have any more that you want to share?
Yeah. I would say go for failure. And again, this is from Grant Cardone. Go for failure. Hit the wall and go for failure. There is no success that happens without going through failures. It is part of the recipe, it is the main ingredient
Mm,
in the success journey.
mm,
Without failure, you will never learn.
mm,
Without failure, you will not figure out what's the next step. What could I have done differently? So
mm,
be willing to fail,
mm,
which means be willing to get out of your comfort zone and be willing to fail, because without failure nothing will happen, and you will stay where you are, you will stay scared, and one day you will say, I wish I have tried
mm,
even if I failed.
mm,
So failure is part of the success journey. And I was listening to an interview with Kobe Bryant, the basketball player,
mm,
and he was asked about failure.
mm,
How do you perceive failure? And he said, failure is my way to learn what can I do more in order to get to the next level.
mm.
So it is part of the game, and you should be willing, and I will say it again, willing to fail.
But thank you again, Yasmin. But when people, they want to, I don't know, maybe uh, look at the failures, they usually hide failures because they don't want people to know that what they went through. They only want to show what the successes are. Is that, do you think that's a human tendency to do that, to hide what we kind of failed and show what's successful?
I believe it is part of our upbringing, because kids, they fall and they stand up and they run again. They start walking or running or back to the bike again. But I feel that it is part of our upbringing. And honestly, if you look today, you will feel that you appreciate and you relate more to people who are vulnerable and people who
Mm,
are authentic. And
mm,
authenticity doesn't happen with excellence or doesn't happen with the perfection.
mm,
You have to see the human part, which
mm,
is part of our nature. We
mm.
fail and we learn and we shake it off and we keep moving forward.
Yeah, Yasmin, thank you again for explaining that. So, you know, we have started a new segment for season 3, and the segment is a rapid fire round. In that rapid fire round, I will ask you some few questions and sentences, whatever small story or small word that comes in your mind, nothing long,
Hmm?
but I want your thought process on these words and sentences. If you're ready to play with us,
Let's do
let's do it. Let's do it.
it.
So the first word or sentence is going to be next step.
Next step is the next goal.
Okay. Two tracks.
Two tracks, focus on one track and perfect it.
Gold.
Gold is
Gold.
success.
Hmm.
Gold is success.
Fundamentals.
It's the foundation.
Show up.
First rule of success.
Fantasy.
Fantasy. It's it's a dream that never comes true.
What movies do you watch?
I don't watch movies.
What TV shows you watch?
I don't watch TV shows.
Okay. Okay. Courage.
Courage.
Yes.
It's by getting out of your comfort zone.
Okay. Consistency.
Is key.
Discipline.
Is a must.
Attitude.
The people will buy from you only for your attitude.
Hmm. Giving.
Before getting,
Taking.
when you deserve it.
Writing them down.
Your goals.
Distraction.
Not allowed.
Business.
Is everything.
Marketing.
Is a must.
Technology.
It's prior to sale. Technology, it makes our life easier.
Hmm. Yasmin.
It's Yasmin.
And the last one is back to basics.
It's everything. It's the foundation. Without it, nothing happens.
Yasmin, thank you again for playing the rapid fire round for back to basics. It is something new. People are enjoying it, so I thought
I love it.
I should play with you and pick your brain on that. So thank you.
Yeah,
So you're telling me you don't watch any movies and TV shows, huh?
I don't.
Okay, no problem. So Yasmin, so let me explain. Let me ask you this: um, if you had a choice between business, marketing, and technology, which one would you choose?
I'll choose all
You choose all, and why is that?
because they all feed each other. The business doesn't happen without marketing. Technology saves you time, and time is money. It's a
Mhm.
must in your business, and your
Mhm.
business cannot grow without marketing and technology. And you need business to survive in your life.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much, Yasmin, for that. And before you leave today from Back to Basics, do you have any last words to all my Back to Basics listeners and viewers? And how was your journey on Back to Basics too? On top of that,
First of all, I have to thank you very much for putting your trust in me and bringing me as a guest. Um, and for what I have enjoyed the most, or what is my opinion about this show and this interview, you put me at ease, honestly. So this is something that I enjoyed it so much, and the biggest part about it is that you put me at ease.
thank you.
For your audience, I will share with them what Grant Cardone shares with us, which is success is your duty. It's not a choice. Success is your duty. So go and get it.
Yeah, Yasmin, thank you again for being on Back to Basics. I'm very honored. Honestly, I've learned a lot
The
of
honor
things
is
from you.
mine.
And this 5 levels, I think I will take that along with my failures and my successes to be wherever I'm going to be. So thank you again for sharing those nuggets from you.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you. So, guys, we spoke with Yasmin today, right? And we talked about failures, we talked about successes. But then, you know what? You should never forget failures because that's what makes you successful. Because people, you have to understand when you watch a movie and you're an actor, you win some and you lose some. But the thing is, you would never forget the losing parts because that makes you stronger and makes you perfect to the next journey. So it's the same concept for business and anything else what we do here. Now, as usual, as always, there is a quote of the day from Back to Basics, and hopefully Yasmin will like my quote. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Everything counts. So that's what I say. Everything else, no matter what decision that you make. Now, as usual, as always, what do we always say at the end of the episode? Everything in life goes back to basics, and that's what we did today, guys. Guys, take care, God bless, and I will see you next time on Back to Basics. Yasmin, how was that for you?
I love it. It was amazing. Thank you. Really, I didn't feel like I was on the spot or something. You made me feel at ease. I felt that it was like
Thank
chit
you.
chat.
Hi, guys. Thank you again for tuning in to Back to Basics and listening to the excellent episode that we had today with our guest. You know, with your love and support, we do need you to at least rate our show, review our show, because it does make us stronger day by day, week by week, as I usually say on my episodes. And there are three things in this episode that it makes a hit for me, which is the content, the guest, and definitely the host. So guys, take care, God bless, and remember, everything in life goes back to basics, and that's what we did today, guys. Guys, take care, God bless, and see you next time on Back to Basics.